Hi, this is David Brevik, the creator of Diablo and It Lurks Below, and you're listening to Budget Arcade.
Hello gamers and welcome to Budget Arcade, a free-to-play gaming podcast to help you navigate through the growing realm of free-to-play games. I'm Scott.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Elliot.
And welcome to episode number 32. Just to recap, we play a free-to-play game for a week and then we review it. Elliot, what did we play this week?
Released on September 25th of 2019, Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour is developed and published by Nintendo. It's available on iOS and Android devices. The Mario Kart series started in 1992 on the Super Nintendo, and this makes Tour the 14th entry of the series, spanning 9 consoles as well as arcade, and now everywhere, even where people didn't ask for it, mobile phones. On its initial release, Mario Kart Tour allows you to collect the following: 11 gliders, 19 karts, 20 characters to unlock. 4 of those characters are different iterations of Mario. 3 of them are Peach. And again, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't mention our 2 different currencies and the Gold Pass. It may be Nintendo, but it's still a mobile game, and it's free to play.
That was a lot of information.
Yeah, you're welcome. I bring it.
Gameplay.
All right. So it's Mario Kart for the mobile phone. Actually, all three
But
of us.
it's not.
Well, give me a second. You know, Elliot.
I know.
Teddy approved, right?
Of course. And Teddy has taken over my account because I've retired from the game as of today. I played it enough.
Yeah, with scores like that, I would have too.
You need to watch your tone.
Yeah, for real.
Listen, you're the new Cody. You interrupt all the time. Go back and listen. It's just, God, oh, Lord. Anyway, so you can actually play this game, which is Mario Kart, with one hand. What you're doing with the other hand is up to you. So there is no accelerate button. Your vehicle is just always moving forward. And you steer with your thumb. You slide it left or right. Now, there's 2 different steering modes. There's normal, which you kind of works exactly like you would think it worked. But then there's drifting, which is, if you want to be good at the game, is the way you need to play. But the problem is if you've ever played Mario Kart, you don't want to always be drifting on every turn. But in this game, it's either one or the other. You can either do more nuanced turns or you can drift around a corner. So when you're playing, a lot of the turning, like just correcting your course, is just gentle taps and swipes to kind of get yourself back on course. I know Scott and Elliot also, like when I first started playing, I hated the controls.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Almost
Terrible.
unplayable.
Yeah.
At least that's the way it felt.
Right. Now, after about 40 minutes or so, I really started getting the hang of what the game was asking me to do with the controls and started, playing pretty well. Now, there's also a lot of things that this game does to help you, since you have such a reduced amount of control over your vehicle. One of them is it's really hard to actually drive off the map.
Did you ever drive off the map?
Yeah, there's one of the stages where you can drive and hit a pipe and kind of get a boost in a little shortcut. I missed the pipe. So you can, but it's really difficult to do. And when you hit the wall, the game kind of helps correct you. It is generous in that way to kind of squeeze it onto mobile. So it does help correct you when you're driving.
Yeah, I think you slow down, though, when you hit the walls. At least that's how it felt whenever I was playing.
Yeah, you still don't want to do it, but the penalty for it isn't as bad as it would be on a regular Mario Kart game, because you would just hit like a complete stop and you'd have to reverse and correct which direction you were facing. It should also...
You did forget about one other steering mode, Jeff, that you didn't mention.
Tilt controls.
The tilt controls.
I'm using tilt controls.
I like actually controlling the car.
But you can use tilt controls. You can use tilt controls and drift at the same time. That is the one way to do both.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't
but it's
do
like
that
unplayable. But
because I don't like tilt controls.
Completely unplayable.
No.
Okay. Well, so then I saved myself some time.
Name a game with good tilt controls.
I didn't understand the tilt controls. I didn't understand whether I needed to hold the phone flat and tilt the sides up and down, or hold the phone up and turn the phone like a steering wheel.
Yeah. They were terrible. I only used it for one race, and I was like, no, I'm good.
I didn't even know they were there.
Yeah, same here.
It should also be mentioned that the graphics...
How did you not know they were there? It asked you in the game if you wanted to activate it.
I don't even know
race
why
it asked you to do it.
I didn't pay attention. I clicked through. Listen.
Well, then maybe you had tilt controls on the whole time.
By Pokemon Masters to just skip the dialogue. And that's what I did here. So get off my case. Now, it should be said that the graphics
we know
in
why
this
his
game...
scores were what they are, Elliot.
I'm going to...
The graphics in this game are fantastic. It's got that Nintendo shine. I think every Nintendo mobile game so far has looked good. I don't think any of them have looked terrible. And this was no exception. It has that polish to it that you like. And I like how it kind of fits in the phone. The way it plays on the phone's pretty well. You don't have a big screen, but that's okay. You don't really need one for how this game works. Although I felt like the cart...
Are you getting drunk back there, Jeff?
Keep going. You don't need me.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
Paywall.
I mean, gameplay-wise, the controls were terrible for a long time. And then they just magically weren't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
I had played it a little bit, and then I was like, "Whew, this is rough to control." And then I just picked it up. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, we're good." Like, it actually, all things considered, to get Mario Kart on a mobile phone, I think from a gameplay perspective, they've done as good of a job as I could actually ask them to do. I think it worked great.
I think you're right. I don't think they could have done better here.
You use your weapons
the controls
by
were so bad at the beginning. I think that, Elliot, you should have Tessa come on and read our text to each other when we first started playing it.
No, we're a PG show.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So,
I mean, but also, and one of the things that one of the conclusions I've drawn is, if you look at some of the reviews online of this game, there's some people that are really kind of like poo-pooing on it, and I think that they just haven't put in enough time to really get the nuance of it, in a sense.
Yeah. So
yeah, I agree.
I heard the negative things I've seen have mostly revolved around the microtransactions, which we'll get to. But one other quick thing about the controls is to use your items. Mario Kart, half the battle is using your items. You tap the screen and it will use it in the forward direction. If you want to use them behind, you just kind of tap and swipe down.
And I thought that was nice.
Intuitive. And there's this indicator that tells you when someone's right on your butt. And you can time your banana peels or whatever and really go to work. So being that my scores were low, why don't one of you talk about the scoring system and how that works?
Okay, so each cart and each character and each glider counts towards points of your final score in the race. You can actually accrue enough points in the earlier matches by having a high-ranked driver, car, and glider over actually winning the race, and especially if it's a race where you can do it's called jump boost, where as you're jumping over a ramp or so, you tap the screen and it does like a boost jump and propels you forward a little bit faster. You get points for that. You get points for using your items, for hitting people with your items. You get points for if you have one of the characters that has the ability to hold 3 items, if you get 3 of the exact same item at the same time, it turns into what's called a frenzy, and you get points while you're in frenzy mode. You get points for drifting long enough to activate your boost within the drift. You also get points for drafting behind people. Am I missing any other points, Elliot?
No, the characters determine how many items you can get when you hit a question mark. The cart gives you a multiplier, and the glider also gives you a multiplier on your scores.
So, and this is something I didn't quite understand. There were times I could use the things I've unlocked, and then on other races I couldn't. So, I don't fully get how a lot of the mechanics work, specifically around, like, using what you've unlocked, like the cart you get to use, and it's just some things were, like, locked for certain races.
So there are, the way that this game works is a little different. There are tours. A tour lasts for 2 weeks. And in a tour, there are, I believe, 28 cups within that tour of that 2-week period. And each cup has 3 races and then like a challenge. And on those 3 races, I believe you can use any of the characters and gliders and carts that you've unlocked. But for the challenge, you have to use a specific character, cart, glider that they give you.
No, actually, on the 3 specific races, there was times where I had carts unlocked, and they weren't even on the list on the bottom.
See, I always use whatever, like, my highest ranked racer cart, whatever was, so I guess I just never looked. Or maybe I didn't have the right carts unlocked.
Yeah, for the most part, that's what I did as well, but no, there was a couple of races there that I had a specific cart, and it was actually one of my higher ranked carts.
Huh.
And when I looked on the list, it wasn't there.
Okay.
There was actually other carts that I owned, but not the one like that had the highest points.
I don't think I ran into that problem then.
You might not have unlocked enough carts though, but you guys had a lot more players than I did.
Yeah, let's see. I have it right here. I have out of the 20 characters, I have 9 unlocked.
Yeah, I think I had about 8.
Yeah, I finally got to 8, but it took me longer than what you guys did.
I have
you guys showed me
10.
And you played more than I did.
I have 10 of the 19 carts unlocked, and I have 5 of the 11 gliders unlocked.
Yeah, I think I've got about 4 or 5 gliders, but then I've got, I think, 8 carts. But I know, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I do. There was a time where like specific carts that I own weren't on the list to be able to use. Okay. So it's each race they give you specific carts, characters, and gliders that you are allowed to use, and depending on where those rank in the tiers will depend on your point multipliers and how many items you can get.
Now, and then there's also. If you're going to keep going on the score, and go ahead.
Yeah, well, there's a thing every week that has a ranking, too, where there's a certain cup that you're competing against with a computer, and then you're also, I guess, competing against your friends just for the high score for that week, too, and that's all based on the same thing. So that's kind of scoring, but there's no multiplayer here, which is one of those downsides, even though it's like fake multiplayer, it's AIs. So you're kind of competing against that.
So when you boot up the game, it goes and it acts like it's matchmaking. It just shows you, and then 9 empty slots, and then those slots fill in. And okay, I'm online, I'm racing, and they're weird names. There's the Korean lettering, probably Japanese, I don't know, but Eastern dialects, and then there's some English words, and they're weird names like Rabby7289. Some you would think is a real online handle, but there's no multiplayer in this game as far as the biggest multiplayer is just leaderboards.
Yeah, adding a friends list. A friends list is the only
But when you first play it, you're going to be like, oh, look, it's online. But apparently it's coming, but it's not in the game right now.
Right.
Okay, so there's no online against people currently, but I believe what you're actually seeing when you queue up like that is the ghost racers of those people who have actually played the race previously and their run on that race.
That can't be accurate because I win, so I almost win every time. There's
Right, and my
I can't imagine
argument
that being right.
against that would be that if they were ghosts, I shouldn't be able to interact with them. Now, if they were doing something like Forza does with like a drive-atar, where it kind of takes their driving trends and uses that, I could maybe understand that. I think that's given
maybe that's
Nintendo too much of a benefit of a doubt, though.
Yeah, because they all seem very stupid.
I think you are actually racing against other people's like quote unquote avatars. It may be AI like controlled.
That might be.
I'm pretty sure it's still because I mean, why else would we have the list that Elliot was talking about, where our scores are matched against other people's scores for that?
No,
week?
I think that's a much more likely scenario that it's actually just pulling people's usernames and using those in the games and their avatars, and that way, it does have that organic online feel. So I think that's much more likely than them having some sort of drive-atar system.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Elliot, I know you blew past my score, so you're sitting at the top of your
I have
other,
I have
opponents?
6 friends. I managed to make 6 friends this week. And so I'm ranked number 1 on my list.
I meant the one where you get the rewards at the end of the week.
Yeah, so depending on your rank at the end of the week depends on the amount of gems that you get, and they're called, what are they called? They're called something. They have a specific name. Rubies. They're called rubies. If you're ranked number 1, you get 20 rubies. Second place gets 15. Third gets 10. Fourth gets 5. Fifth gets 5. Sixth gets 5. 7 through 10 get gold, 300 gold, and then if you're below that, you don't get anything.
Okay. And so I'm guessing you're sitting at the top of yours.
I am. My next highest person is Laura with 11,142, and I'm sitting at 17,649. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting at like 14,000 something, and
you're
the next
you're
person
at
to me is like
894 on my list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the next person to me is like in the 11,000s.
Yeah, but that number has been going up every day. Because I've checked
and it has
so.
for mine as well. So but see the guys I'm going against, like theirs was way lower, and they finally crossed the 11,000 mark. But I had already passed the 14,000 by that time. So
I can't imagine my score. I got super lucky. I just can't imagine like doing better than I have. But,
is that why you said that earlier?
Well, I don't have any of for the 2 of the races, I don't have the number 1 seeded person, so I can't get any frenzies. But like on the one that I can't get any frenzies on, I scored 6,384 on a race, which is crazy, I think.
Yeah. Was that the one with all the ramps?
Yes.
Yes, and that's why, because the score multiplier on those ramps is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you're popping off on each one of those ramps, you're gaining score after score after score. That's how I actually pulled ahead of you the first time around.
But like the Koopa Troopa Beach, I have Koopa Troopa, and I got 3 frenzies in one race on him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I know that's just pure luck. So,
So there's also challenges within the game that we didn't mention yet. There's like different things that you can do. One of the challenges I know that I had was to hit 3 people with 3 green shells in a single race. And I think that was actually while driving as a character who
with
has
a mustache.
shell.
Okay, yeah, one of them is with a character with a mustache, and
that one was get a score of over 6,000 with a mustache wearing player.
Yeah.
There's a couple others. There's a bunch of others. But once you unlock one of those challenges, you can actually attach the medal for that challenge to your character, and it will carry over on your races.
Yeah.
There's a few races that I did against people, and they had their medals like attached to their avatars.
And we haven't even talked about the stars that each race you can get a possible 5 stars on. And you need a certain amount of stars to unlock each next cup. But you also can unlock stars through the challenges as well.
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll get all 5 stars, not even coming in first place. So it's not as unforgiving as like Mario Kart, regular Mario Kart is. If you wanted the full 3 stars on a race,
Right.
just as long as you're getting good scores, you'll get all your stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. It's correct. Like, yeah, you can get totally based on stars alone, and still, like, I think I got 6th place on one, and still got enough points for all 5 stars.
Yeah.
I think that's it for gameplay. Are we missing anything?
There's a lot
The only
here.
other thing that is there's a coin rush mode, which we might want to talk about in the
yes.
paywall, because you have to buy into that mode.
Or use the gems that you can earn while playing for it.
Yeah. So, paywall?
Yeah. Okay. We'll jump over.
Paywall.
All right. So, as Elliot mentioned, there are 2 currencies. There's your ubiquitous gold coins that you've seen in every Mario game ever, that you get. That's a question. The coins you pick up on the racetrack?
Yes.
They do.
Yes, because you can get 300 a day that way.
Okay, so and then you get coins by racing, I think, or
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's you get them by completing, but certainly you pick them up. And then the other thing is, so the main currency that you would spend actual money on is gems. Now, unlike a lot of games we played, you can actually get this currency for free by playing the game and leveling up and daily logins and that sort of thing, which is nice because a lot of games, the currency you have to pay for, you can't get just by playing the game.
We did forget one thing though. There's also a experience bar for your player.
And for like your pieces too, for your characters and
everything levels up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think how many level ups can you do per day though? I know it's limited, but I never like actually counted how many it was.
I was very
limited
confused
to.
by that number because you are limited in how much experience you can earn. But I was confused because you would say like you only have 25 left, and I'm like 25 points altogether to level up, or like so that number's it's like an invisible number. They don't tell you what it is until you're close to hitting it, and then they're like, "Oh, you're almost done."
Okay, yeah. All right, back to what you were saying, Jeff.
I think I said everything I wanted to say about the fight. Okay, so when you get your gems, whether you've paid for them or you've earned them just by playing the game, you can spend them, like as I said before, on the gold rush mode. So a lot of free-to-play games, when you buy the real money currency, you can then convert it into the in-game money, like gold in this case, or like in some auto chess games I've been playing, you buy the real currency and then you convert that into another currency. So this game just has 2, and the way that you convert your gems into currency is by buying into a gold rush race where you just drive as much as possible. There's coins everywhere. I didn't actually play this mode.
I didn't
but
either.
I guess an interest.
I did.
You did? Okay, what did you think?
Yes, I played it twice. You can actually gain a fair amount of coins from it. The thing is, though, the coins that you gain are completely based on how much gems you put in. So the bottom tier level is 5 gems, and you get 2 times the amount of coins. So the course is a set course. The coins, like, as you drive through, like, the center of them, you have, like, a coin magnet that pulls them directly to your character. So you're not going to miss any of the coins as you're driving. But so it's going to be the same score you get no matter what. I believe for 5. Yeah, so I believe for the 5 rubies you get, I want to say it was like 700 something coins.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like 300 something, and then the double multiplier gave you like 700 coins.
Okay.
Now, if the level stays the same, which I think it does, I think it's the same level regardless of where you are and how many gems you use, but the multiplier is different each time. So it was times 2, times 3, and I think times 5.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. But but you're going to gain, so it's going to be that base 376 coins or whatever it was, times your coin multiplier is how many you're going to get. So you can use coins to purchase characters in the store, as well as the gliders and the carts.
And tickets.
But
You can
there's
also
like
buy tickets.
And tickets, but we'll talk about the tickets
Right.
later. The thing about the caveat to that though is it's a daily rotation of which character it is, which parasail it is, and which cart you can get. And so that's the top, like the lowest price one. I think it's like 600 coins each.
There was one for 500 at one point, because I bought a parasail for 500 at one point.
Okay.
With my coins.
Yeah. I think the characters were 600 though, and then
the second tier of characters, they have, like, today Mario is available for like 2,000 coins.
Yes.
So
it
definitely goes up.
Sales were like 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like tier levels, and then once you get to a certain player level, it opens up another tier of characters that you can purchase as well.
Yeah.
But there's also, so the other way to gain characters, you do unlock some as you're playing through, but you can do a slot machine style. What was it? 5?
Yeah, five or 45, which are one of the two.
Yeah, 5 for a single or 45 for 10.
Yes.
Okay. And so you pull down the pipe, and you hit that slot machine, and if you get characters from it, you get characters.
Yeah. And I think that's why you fell behind on the characters, because I pulled a lot of characters from the pipe.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, so with the rubies that you guys were able to earn, how did you guys spend them?
I pretty much exclusively spent them on the pipe.
I only spent them on the pipe.
Single or
singles?
But did you do singles?
I did the 40. I did the 45 when I had it.
Okay.
I did 145 and then a couple of singles.
Yeah, I did a couple singles and a 45. So my 45, I ended up pulling 2 characters I already had, so they went up to level 2, and then I picked up 1 cart and 1 parasail I already had, so those went up to level 2.
Yeah. So, what other? There was one other. Oh, so before we leave the paywall section, I don't know enough about this, so I'm gonna ask you guys: what is with the pass? There's a $4.99 a month charge, a subscription. What is that?
The Gold Pass allows you to do a couple of things. It allows you to race at 200cc. Every time I don't know how many cups you have to go through, but after you get so many stars or finish so many cups, you get little gifts, and they contain 2 items. But if you have a Gold Pass, they contain 4 items, and they can be gold, or tickets, or like unlock characters or cards in some instances.
We didn't even talk about the CCs either.
Yeah, and that's pretty standard. It's the pretty standard 50, 150, and 200.
But that also affects your score, too.
Yes, it also affects your score. So,
yeah, the higher CC you do, the more score multiplier you get as well.
But
with 200 being the highest,
yeah,
but only as a paid option.
So then, would we say this is a pay to win then? Because if you can play 200cc, you're going to get better scores than your friends.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say. I would consider that pay to win, just because, especially when it comes to the weekly, or what is it, every 2 weeks, going up against other players as far as your score is concerned.
Yeah. It certainly is. And they also offer, I believe, 2 weeks free if you get a Gold Pass. So like, you could get the Gold Pass right now and have 2 weeks free before it would charge you. But it's $4.99 a month.
You
Insane.
can buy full games on your phone. You know, right now, they launched the Apple Arcade, and they also launched a Google Play version of that. That's $2 a month right for the first year, and then $5 a month after that.
Yeah.
Just spend it on that, and you have a ton of premium games. Like I downloaded, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, but it gives you your whole family. It's so Teddy's playing Terraria and Stardew Valley on his phone, and it's costing me $2 a month. Just do that. The value here is ridiculously bad.
Even the rubies, for 3 rubies, it's $1.99. For 10 rubies,
and you can't even play the pipe.
10 rubies, it's $5.99. 23 is $12.99. 48, $26.99. 93,
notice how
$49.
it's in multiple. It's not in multiples of 5 either.
No, 135 for $69.99.
It's so stupid.
It's crazy.
This is the part of the show where we bring up Fortnite and how they continue to be the ones who do it the best. Thank you.
I don't think this is handled poorly. I just think the prices are insane.
Well, the prices are insane, but they also do that scheme, which is the nicest word I can come up for it, where they give you amounts that force you to buy more than you need.
You get more.
Which
Yeah,
to
you
me
get
is
more
so
for paying more.
sleazy.
It is.
It's so stupid.
But again, if the model didn't work, they'd stop doing it. You know, it's
I'm with you. We talk about that, but it's still a terrible model.
Oh, I completely agree.
So, and we only have ourselves to blame, not me personally, because I didn't buy into it. But stop doing it. Like if
that's why EA continues to exist. Man, FIFA. I mean, for example, FIFA on Switch has a .2 rating. Because it's the same thing that you're paying for. It's crazy. Sorry.
Right, so what about replayability, guys?
Well, you guys hit a paywall, so you tell me.
Replayability.
Well, it wasn't really a paywall.
But it is, because you can pay to have it go away.
Yeah, you can pay to have it go away. But so as you're playing, you can, you unlock your different cups, your newer cups with your stars that you've been earning. But you get to a point where you've unlocked them all, and then there's a set of cups that's not unlocked, and it says there's a time delay on when they're going to be unlocked because they're quote-unquote under construction. When we started the game, it was 2 days out? Elliot?
Yeah, the current one, the next 2 cups for me, and I bet you're probably the same, are 4 hours.
Yeah. And
then there's one new cup that you can play if you have enough stars, but then the next one after that is 2 days, and then it's a 38 stars, and then it's 2 days again. But after that, there's no more until you've gotten to the 28th cup, so it's weird.
Okay. So that being said, replayability-wise, though, it's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Jeff, because here's the thing with this, too. There are, 6 maps total?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Well, but...
And you're just replaying the same maps.
But they're a little different. They're a little different.
All right, I'm going to quickly jump on Scott's side. When you have to quantify it by saying they're a little different...
No, they're the same map. They're just like, you're going this direction. You're doing it backwards. You're doing it weird. You're adding ramps. You're taking off ramps. The dino's on this side.
Yeah.
It's the same maps, for
They've
sure.
outdone themselves.
This shortcut's open for you.
With
this shortcut's closed for you.
But
you're going to go left instead of go right on this break.
But it sounds like it changes after 2 weeks, and we get a whole new set of different of the same thing. For 2 new weeks.
A whole new set of the same thing.
Well, but I mean, you'll get, instead of getting, New York Minute, we'll have, Bowser's Castle, or we'll have...
Oh, well, if we're getting different maps, then that's cool.
I think those maps change, so we won't get any Mario Circuits
sounds like
next
speculation.
time. It is speculation, but that's
does.
what I mean... That's what I would think is going to happen. I can't imagine them being like...
Well,
because this is the New York tour right now.
If you're listening to this,
you continue to play it, and then you report back.
Go leave us a 5-star review on Apple, and in your review, tell us what you think of this game and how wrong Elliot is.
Well, hold on. What am I wrong about? Oh,
I
don't think it's going to change. I think it's going to change.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see. I'll pick it up in a few weeks.
You really don't think it's going to change? You think it's going to be the same stuff?
I think it is.
I don't think it. I don't.
They're
think,
doing some dumping
yeah,
tactics already.
Some. I don't think it. There's just
Listen,
so many maps to
Nintendo
pick
on mobile
from.
is like a different Nintendo. I mean, it's like they have a group of people that they just put in another room.
Sure, I think
lost
so.
their
Well,
souls, and they say, "You go over there, and you make the terrible stuff that EA would make." And Miyamoto is in another room by him, with people actually making good games.
But a lot of replayability. I found myself replaying some of the same maps. The cup that we're getting ranked on this week, I replayed quite a lot because I wanted to get a high score.
Oh yeah, I replayed that as well, and that was the whole driving factor. The fact that I could, go against your score and smack talk about it. That was a huge driving factor for me replaying those maps. But yeah, it's like I said. I mean, the good thing about playing a map over and over again is you get to memorize it and learn it and how to improve your score each time.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a pretty good amount of replayability here.
Yeah. Well, heck, there's 28. There's 28 cups. There's a lot to play in a 2-week period too.
True.
And if you waited until the second week, there's no paywall. There's no wait wall either. That's another thing.
Now, see, the thing I got to know though is that going to be across the board how that works, or is it go by when you start the game?
I don't know. Like for example, right now I have 4 hours left before my next cup unlocks. Is that the same for you?
Yeah. I believe so, but I would have to pull up the
if it
game
is,
to
then it's
find
probably
out.
a global thing.
Yeah, you know what you should do is like, did Tessa play it at all? You should wait until like all of them unlock for
and then
you,
see.
and then
that's a good thing.
Download the game on Tessa's phone and see if it does.
I
that
will
to
do
hers.
that. I will.
And then we can know for sure.
Yeah.
We can put that in the website review.
Yeah.
Judgment.
All right, Jeff. Does this get your seal?
So I was texting you guys, and we were talking about it. And at the end of the day, they do some dumpy things. But one of the things we didn't mention is that your races are 2 laps long as opposed to the normal 3. Yep. So it fits a little nicer on a mobile phone. They're shorter, really fun. Like I texted them, like, I hate to say it, but I'm having fun. And the 2 laps was great. There was a night I was in bed and just kept, I'll do one more. And it has that aspect to it. I think it's a really clean, beautiful, fun game to play. I wish the microtransactions weren't so pervasive, but it's really fun to play. It's Mario Kart on your phone. I mean, it's not going to fill the space of Mario Kart on your Switch, but when you're on the toilet and you want to play, it's perfect. So yes, seal of approval.
Yeah, I want multiplayer. I think that would be cool. I want to see how many stars I actually earned because I feel like I've earned more than they tell me I have. I wish they'd get rid of the XP cap. And Luigi is on the load screen, but there's no Luigi in this game. Nintendo. I don't know if you forgot. But having said all of that, it does get my seal.
That's going to be a microtransaction in
itself.
For
sure. I'm sure it certainly will be.
$80 to download him.
Yeah. But all the things that Jeff said, I completely agree. I think if you put in more time to this game, you start to like it more. I like this game as much as I wish Pokemon Masters was. Like, I wanted to like Pokemon Masters as much as I like this. So, and I liked Pokemon Masters enough to give it my seal, so this definitely does.
I agree with you on the multiplayer. I think I'm going to continue to play it until they get the multiplayer on, just to see how that plays.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to continue to play it because of the fact that right now I'm sitting in first place within my division for my free rubies.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I keep that spot.
Yeah, 20 is a lot.
Yeah, 20 is a lot, especially, that's halfway to another 10 on character pulls, and definitely want that. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue to play this game, probably not every day like I was during this week, but, pretty close to it.
Same.
And I'm definitely going to keep track of how things go with the game because it's on the radar. and it's going to get my seal on this one.
Yeah, I don't know how they could have made it much better gameplay wise.
Yeah, I think this is the best Nintendo free-to-play game on a phone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too.
Yeah, I have to say, if they had done Mario Run like this instead of the way they had done it, as far as the paywall and everything is considered, I would like Mario Run as much as this one.
So my argument, though, for me is I'd rather have the $10 paywall. I know that that's not how people interact with mobile games,
right?
But I would like to have a fully finished, polished Mario Kart on my phone.
Yeah, I would pay $10 for this without the stupid gotcha stuff in it for sure.
That's what I feel. But at the same time, different people, And the thing is that if I want to play a fully fleshed out Mario game or Mario Kart, I've got it on the Switch. So
right.
I could go either way on that, but I wish that there were an option outside of a $5 a month fee.
Yeah, man.
To kind of unlock everything so you could play the game how you wanted.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I knew there was something special about this game because the three of us talked about it all week together.
Yeah.
We don't do that with the games mostly. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk maybe a little bit, but we talked all week from the day this game came out.
Well, it's funny because we talked trash the first day, and then probably 8 hours into the day, we were like, actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of turning around. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird,
quite interesting.
A weird week for it because, I didn't think about it, but like Elliot said, there's just a point where you go from not being able to control the game at all to just you're controlling it. Oh, yeah. Well, it works. It's weird.
Yeah, it really is. It really was.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have any listener commentary this week, so, listeners, you got to join our Discord. You can join our Discord and leave your review of the game itself. That way we can read it on the show. We'd love to hear from you. We love when we hear from our listeners for the show. It's fun to do. You can join the Discord through our show notes. You can also join it from our Twitter page. We've got it listed on there. Next week we are going to be playing... Okay, let me see if I can get this right. I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator.
There you go. You got it.
And thus, we lose our PG rating.
Oh, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Just looking at the pictures, it's just...
I think this was your idea, right, Elliot?
Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. I can't wait.
Okay.
Oh, it looks terrible.
Yeah, he was trolling.
It's going to be...
He was trolling us for this one. It'll be an epic episode, though, I'm sure.
And KFC, I'm sure, is glad to get their half-hour commercial from us.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All
right. Thank you for joining us. If you're listening on iTunes, we ask that you leave us a review. 5 stars, of course. We ask that you would leave us a review if you're listening on Spotify.
Can't you leave a review on Spotify?
You can now, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Well...
I mean, I've heard other shows say you can.
Yeah, but they don't do research. Neither do we. So you can follow us on our social medias. We are on Twitter @BudgetArcade. You can go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/BudgetArcade. We also have an Instagram account. It is @BudgetArcade. Also, new episode of Neo Retro Video Game Disco came out yesterday. It's got a guest from the Media Obscura, Nick. We had a good conversation about Sonic Mania. Go check it out, please.
Also, we have a website, budgetarcade.com, for more content.
And we will be adding more reviews on there as well. We're in the works of trying to get some other writers besides me and Elliot doing some of it, but, it's in the works. You can send in a hate mail to show@budgetarcade.com. Music is provided by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com. Thank you for joining us, and game on.